It's official. 1923 season 2 has wrapped. But is this truly the end of the Dutton legacy? After 2 years of anticipation, heartbreak, and edge-of-your-seat storytelling, the second season of 1923, the enthralling prequel in the Yellowstone universe, has officially come to a close. Spanning continents and generations, this season wasn't just a continuation. It was a storm of emotion, grit, and survival that tested every fiber of the Dutton family's legacy. From the windswept plains of Montana to the unforgiving frontiers of Africa and Europe, the Duttons have faced betrayal, bloodshed, and battles that reshaped everything they thought they knew. The cinematography was breathtaking. The performances gut-wrenchingly raw. And the stakes? Higher than ever. But here's the million-dollar question. Is this really goodbye? While the Season 2 finale brought closure to some storylines, it also cracked open new doors, hinting at secrets still buried and destinies yet unfulfilled. And if you were watching closely, the final scene may have whispered the biggest clue of all about where this saga could go next. Could the Dutton legacy truly end here? Or is this just the calm before the next storm? One thing's for sure, fans won't want to miss what's coming. Because in Taylor Sheridan's world, nothing is ever really over, it just evolves. So if you're ready to dive deep into hidden hints, lingering questions, and what this could mean for the Dutton legacy going forward, stick around. Let's break it all down. The final moments of 1923 season 2 left us with more questions than closure. Let's talk about those final 2 hours because wow, a lot happened. And when I say a lot, I mean we were thrown headfirst into a whirlwind of climactic moments, emotional gut punches, and rapid-fire resolutions that felt almost too fast for a story we've been so deeply invested in for 2 years. Every major storyline was touched, wrapped, or twisted, often in the most rushed blink and you miss it kind of way. Yes, I cried. I cried for 40 minutes straight. It was emotional, no doubt. Every tear felt earned by the heartbreak, the weight of the Dutton family legacy, and the devastating turns the story took. And yes, many of our theories and predictions technically came true. But let's be honest here, does that automatically mean it was a satisfying ending? Not even close. Let's start with the biggest elephant in the room, Spencer Dutton's journey to Montana. We waited 2 whole seasons, endured shipwrecks, lion attacks, epic romances, and war trauma just to see him finally return to the Dutton ranch. And when he did, he killed 5 guys and shot Donald in the head. That's it. That's the grand payoff we waited 2 years for. Realistically, a few ranch hands could have taken care of that. Jacob could have done it himself if he just stormed Donald's home with a little more grit. No consequences, no repercussions, no moral reckoning. Just bang bang, problem solved. And somehow, we're supposed to accept that and move on? I don't know about you, but that didn't sit right with me at all. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not angry that Spencer killed Donald. In fact, I wanted him to. I wanted Spencer to be the one to protect the legacy, to defend the land, to finally reclaim his place in the family. But the journey deserved more. It should have been more dangerous, more soul-crushing, more worthy of the wait. Instead, it felt like someone hit fast forward on the remote and forgot to press play again. And then there's the moment that broke all of us, Alexandra's death. I still can't believe it. After everything she endured, the emotional trauma, the separation from Spencer, the brutal ocean voyage, the miscarriage, the heartbreak, we watched her fight and survive, only to give up in the end. I mean, why? Why build her up just to tear her down like that? She deserved so much more. A woman with that kind of spirit, that kind of love, should have had a future. She should have been on that ranch with Spencer, raising future generations of Duttons, not dying alone and forgotten. My jaw dropped. My heart broke. My soul screamed. Taylor Sheridan, If you're reading this, do happy endings scare you? Is there some unwritten rule in your writing room that joy can't exist in historical fiction? Because at this point, it feels like hope is illegal in the Yellowstone universe. And yet, the most powerful takeaway from 1923's season 2 finale is this: Spencer Dutton is still alive, scarred, shattered, and more alone than ever. Haunted by love lost and choices made, his journey doesn't feel over. Not even close. Whether he returns in a long-awaited season 3 or takes center stage in another prequel, one thing is certain: his story still has miles to go. Because right now, this doesn't feel like closure. It feels like intermission, a narrative fork in the road that left our characters bruised, broken, and utterly unresolved. And once again, we're left waiting for answers, waiting for healing, waiting for someone to finish the tale they started. And honestly, it's exhausting. Let's get real for a second. Kara is 80, and we're supposed to believe she'll raise a premature baby? A 6-month-old newborn, surviving in a time with limited medical care, being brought up by a woman who's well past her fighting years. It was a stretch. And yes, I had to shut off my brain just to make it through that sequence without yelling at the screen. The silver lining? We'll eventually watch that child grow, most likely in the next chapter of the Yellowstone universe. And that means one thing: Spencer might finally get a second chance. A shot at fatherhood. And for all the heartbreak, that possibility still stirs excitement for what's ahead. We already know Spencer lives until 1969 and dies at Alexandra's grave. But now we also know he enters a relationship with a widowed woman, fathers a child, and plot twist, never marries her. And I have to ask, why is this even being framed like a noble, tragic love story? Spencer couldn't move on. Fine, but then why pull someone else into that pain? If he couldn't love her fully, why not walk away? Instead, we're expected to see his refusal to marry her as some romantic testament to his eternal love for Alexandra. But honestly, it felt more like emotional cowardice than loyalty. Sheridan knew we'd feel this way. He knew fans would ask hard questions about Spencer's choices, and that's exactly why we're getting 1944. A series designed to untangle that emotional mess, to reveal who the widowed woman was and why Spencer acted the way he did. Basically, it's 1923 Season 3 in disguise. And here's where things get even wilder. Some fans believe Spencer's son connects to Jamie from Yellowstone. Remember when Gareth told Jamie the ranch was his birthright? Yeah, this could be why. If true, we're not just talking about unresolved storylines, we're talking illegitimate heirs, family feuds, and a full-on battle between bloodlines. So buckle up. The war between the legitimate and illegitimate sons of the Dutton family might just be getting started. And don't worry, I'll break all this down in a video soon. Dutton family tree, theories, timelines, all of it. Stay tuned. Now let's talk about those final 2 hours. Because, wow, just wow. That finale didn't just hit us with plot twists, it came in like a freight train. Emotional wreckage, flash cuts of resolution, and an overwhelming sense that we were racing toward an end that wasn't fully earned. Yes, I cried. 40 minutes straight. The emotional toll was real. Every heartbreak felt personal. Every goodbye left a sting. The performances were phenomenal, the stakes higher than ever. But let's be honest, just because our theories came true doesn't mean the ending was satisfying. Far from it. It was rushed. It was chaotic. And it left us more confused than content. So what did you think? Were you moved? Frustrated? Still emotionally spiraling like I am? Let's talk in the comments. Because Sheridan didn't give us closure, he gave us conversation. And I want to hear everything you've got to say. Let's start with the biggest elephant in the room. Spencer Dutton's journey to Montana. We waited 2 whole seasons, endured shipwrecks, lion attacks, epic romances, and war trauma just to see him finally return to the Dutton Ranch. And when he did, he killed 5 guys and shot Donald in the head. That's it. That's the grand payoff we waited 2 years for. Realistically, a few ranch hands could have taken care of that. Jacob could have done it himself if he just stormed Donald's home with a little more grit. No consequences, no repercussions, no moral reckoning. Just bang bang, problem solved. And somehow, we're supposed to accept that and move on? I don't know about you, but that didn't sit right with me at all. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not angry that Spencer killed Donald. In fact, I wanted him to. I wanted Spencer to be the one to protect the legacy, to defend the land, to finally reclaim his place in the family. But the journey deserved more. It should have been more dangerous, more soul-crushing, more worthy of the wait. Instead, it felt like someone hit fast forward on the remote and forgot to press play again. And then there's the moment that broke all of us, Alexandra's death. I still can't believe it. After everything she endured, the emotional trauma, the separation from Spencer, the brutal ocean voyage, the miscarriage, the heartbreak, we watched her fight and survive, only to give up in the end. I mean, why? Why build her up just to tear her down like that? She deserved so much more. A woman with that kind of spirit, that kind of love, should have had a future. She should have been on that ranch with Spencer, raising future generations of Duttons, not dying alone and forgotten. My jaw literally dropped. My heart shattered into a million pieces. And my soul, well, it screamed. Taylor Sheridan, are you allergic to happy endings? Do they scare you? Is there some unwritten rule in your writer's room that joy simply doesn't belong in historical fiction? Because at this point, it genuinely feels like hope is a dirty word in the Yellowstone universe. Every time we think the Duttons might catch a break, Sheridan snatches it away and leaves us gasping for air. And yet, if there's one thing this devastating finale made crystal clear, it's that Spencer Dutton is still alive. He's broken, haunted, more isolated than ever, and still carrying the weight of all his past decisions. And as much as we ache for him, there's one undeniable truth: his journey is far from over. Whether it's in a 3rd season of 1923 or a new prequel that takes him to unexplored territories, we know Spencer's story isn't finished. But let's be real, it feels so painfully unfinished. Because right now, this doesn't feel like closure. This doesn't feel like an ending. This feels like a pause. A detour, a cliffhanger that threw our favorite characters into a storm of uncertainty, leaving them bent to their breaking points, and us, the fans, stuck on the edge with no resolution in sight. As if we're being asked to endure just a little bit more suffering before we get that sweet, sweet catharsis. And what do we get for all our pain? More waiting, more uncertainty, more anticipation for another season, another show, another twist in this never-ending saga. Honestly, it's exhausting. But I'll be here for it. I can't help it. Because every twist, every turn, and every gut-wrenching moment has me hooked. But I want to know, what did you think? Did this finale leave you reeling with excitement, or did it have you cursing the TV screen like me? Are you still trying to pick up the pieces of your heart? Or are you already back on the emotional roller coaster? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We need to process this together. Because trust me, this is not something we can unpack alone. Now here's the big news. It's official, 1923 has come to an end. No season 3 in the traditional sense, and while that's a gut punch, it's not a permanent goodbye. We're not left hanging without hope. The Dutton saga continues, but this time it's through 1944, and everything we've heard so far points to this new chapter being just as captivating, if not more so. more twists, more drama, more heartbreak. But here's the best part. Spencer Dutton's journey isn't over. In fact, it's only just beginning. We've got confirmation that Brandon Sklenar himself has hinted at returning, which means we're not just getting more of Spencer, we're getting the same powerhouse of a performance that we've all come to love. And that, my friends, is enough to keep us hanging on. It's the one ray of light in this never-ending storm of emotional chaos. So, while the curtain may have fallen on 1923, it's clear that Spencer's saga is far from finished. And with every new reveal and every new series, we know we're in for even more of the gripping, emotional ride we can't seem to quit. So hang tight, because this story isn't over yet, and I'm here for every single moment of it. 1944 is already in production and expected to premiere in early 2026. So mark your calendars and buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. A huge thank you to each and every one of you for coming along on this wild ride through 1923. Your thoughts, theories, and the fiery, passionate discussions we've had together have truly turned this space into something amazing. It's been such a privilege to dive into the world of the Duttons with all of you, and I couldn't be more grateful for this incredible community we've built. If you're as fired up about the future of the Yellowstone universe as I am, make sure you don't miss a single moment. Like, follow, and subscribe for more weekly updates, deep dives into every twist and turn, and plenty of fan-fueled conversations that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. And hey, if you're still processing that finale, honestly, who isn't? You're going to want to click on the video on your screen next. Trust me, it's packed with everything you need to help you piece it all together. Until we meet again, stay strong, stay passionate, and never let the Dutton spirit die. We've got more to discover, and I can't wait to dive into it all with you.